Doing it. Hold on. What's she gonna give me the keys? The keys. Hey. So this is it. Today is the big day, the day that I get to pick out my new car, the car that I've wanted since almost 10 years ago. I finally get to get it. And no, I don't got no makeup on. This is your all natural glitter. But we will get the makeup cracking. So before I call the Uber to take me up there, I'm going to give you a little background of how this car came into play, because this is a car that I wanted for a very, very, very long time. But because of adulting, I opted not to get this particular car. And I'm going to do my makeup. I had left my makeup case in the car, so hence that's why I'm doing my makeup in the car before I be out, because it was down here anyway. Behind the car goes like this. I wanted this Benz GOK. Okay. I wanted this Benz GOK. And the reason why I like this particular small SUV is because it was shaped like a toaster. I like the boxiness of the car. I don't know. It just spoke to me. But when I went to go test drive the car, it couldn't fit anything in the trunk that I needed to fit in there. The trunk was small. So I ended up not getting the vehicle. So I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking, well, Glitter, what the heck was you trying to fit in the car? Well, at the time, I had a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old because I had my baby boy. And then I had my ex-husband, my husband at the time, baby brother, who we had adopted and was raising as our own. And he was an all-star athlete. He played like several sports, okay? He played like 4 different sports and was good at all of them. All of them. And on top of the sports, he also had a brown belt in karate, which means he had this big duffel bag of gear. And honestly, because he had so much going on, it was just easier to keep his equipment in the car. Because tight schedules and everything, it was just always more convenient to keep all that stuff, or as much stuff that I could, in the car. Because see, my husband at the time, he worked until 7 p.m. And most of these practices and stuff were out like right after work. And because I'm a teacher and I get off at 3, guess who was taking him to all this stuff? I was. So to make my life easier, I kept all of that in the car. Plus, since my baby boy was only 2, he had that big gray coat stroller. And I kid you not, when I went to go test drive the GOK, I couldn't fit all this. I couldn't even fit the stroller in the back of the trunk flat. The only way the stroller would fit in that trunk is if I laid the stroller on its side. But then, of course, when you open the trunk, the stroller is like popping or falling out. And I was like, as bad as I like this car, as much as I like this car, it just doesn't make sense. So guess what? I didn't buy it. And that speaks to who I am. Okay, yeah, that's the car I wanted, but it wasn't the car that I needed. So now fast forward to today, I'm only responsible for raising one child. The 12-year-old, he all the way in Virginia, and he grown. He over 21. And the baby boy, he's 11, and the only sport he really plays is golf. And the golf bag is skinny. So guess what? I can get my whip, because now it makes sense. That's what happened. I basically end up getting a Chevy Equinox because the Chevy Equinox, it had this lever underneath the back seat. If you press this lever, it slid up the whole back seat. But you could still sit in the back seat even though it pushed up the chair. And then it added an extra foot of space in that trunk. When I went to test drove that vehicle, when he showed me that, when he popped that lever and that whole back row moved up, and he said, now sit here, sit back here. And I sat back there, and then I looked at the space in that trunk. I was sold. I was like, this is the car that I need. You know, sometimes as adults, we have to make tough decisions. And that was one of my tough decisions, you know, because truth of the matter is I didn't have as big of a down payment saved up back then when I tried to get that car. So my car note would have been like $600, $700, which would have been just crazy amount of car note. So things happen for reasons. I'm happy that I was patient and I did what I needed to do. So now fast forward today, I can do what I want to do. And that's part of how we shine in life. You know, sometimes shining ain't about just looking good when you know darn well it makes no sense. All right, so now all I gotta do is put this blush on, and then I'm gonna call the Uber, and we're gonna be outie. See you on the Uber ride. All right, y'all, so now I'm in the Uber. Everything is going good. He got the fancy Uber, y'all. He got some screen on the back. All right, y'all see that? He got the what's that, like what's that over there? iPad?
That's the iPad.
An iPad? He fancy. Okay, here we go. Connect 4. What type of bird is this? Hello, I'm a school teacher. I know all the answers. What is this animal classified as? It's definitely not no fish. What type of bird is this? What type of bird is this? That ain't no goose. That ain't no penguin. That's for sure. This is the official fruit of what state? A pear? I don't know the answer. Shoot. Who know the answer to that? I'm gonna just take a guess. It ain't Hawaii. Louisiana peach.
Thing is, if you get the first place, they give you a bonus for 25 bucks.
Oh, time's up.
Connected with all the drivers who has it.
Where's mine? Yeah. High score. Keep playing. Top score delis. I scored number 2. Hey. All right, y'all, so I'm just waiting for the paperwork to be filled out. I am too excited. The representative is just doing her part on the computer, and then we're gonna get my car. Here it goes. They got the yellow bow. Aww. Hello, new vehicle. Wait a second. How does radio work? Oh, Lord. Hey. As you can see in the pics, I got my car from CarMax. It was CarMax because I wanted that 30-day guarantee. And plus, when I looked around, this was the only dealership that had the color, the car, and the miles. It was the only place who had everything that I wanted. But I will recommend that if you go to CarMax to get your car, that you seek out your own financing, because that's probably how you'll get the best interest rate. So just a little heads up. The customer service was on point. Shout out to my girl, Stephanie Cruz, who hooked me up with excellent service today. And yeah, great experience. Let's just see how my maintenance report comes back. If you don't see me with my whip in 30 days, you know what happened. you know, I had to return it. But hopefully this is my whip this is my forever car. And wish me luck.